The delayed action of the Japanese police to catch the fugitives and the corruption in the Philippine detention center became huge public issues even though the Japanese embassy lauded the Philippine government's response and cooperation on the deportation of its citizens involved in organized robberies across Japan. A lot of media came from Japan when the issue broke out about the four Japanese nationals, namely Kyoto Imamura, Toshiya Fujita, Tomonobu Saito, and Yuki Watanabe, who were detained in the Philippine detention center with under-arrest warrants for their alleged involvement in a series of telephone fraud cases in Japan. Manila deported on Tuesday morning two of four Japanese suspects, Toshiya Fujita and Kyoto Imamura, to Japan. Two others, the alleged mastermind Yuki Watanabe and Tomonobu Saito, were sent to Japan on Wednesday night. The four were said to be involved in stealing cash cards in 2019, part of a scam targeting elderly people in Japan. In addition to the scam allegations, the four are believed to have remotely coordinated robberies in Japan that began last year, running the operation from the Philippines by buying privileges at the immigration facility where they were detained. How someone is detained in the Philippines but still has access to a cell phone. Reported in Japan, a former Japanese inmate named Romi Hoshino, now on parole, got a prison sentence for violating copyright and other laws by running now-defunct Mangamore talks of corruption at the Philippine Detention Center. He was detained for 3 months to September 2019 at the Bikutan Center before being arrested by the Japanese police. Hoshino stated that he was able to receive money to pay for bribes during meetings with visitors, which were allowed 4 times a week. The center conducted unannounced baggage checks about once a month, but even if prohibited items were found, staff overlooked them in return for bribes. He said he handed money worth more than 1 million yen in order to receive various favors. According to him, it was also common for foreign inmates to have collaborators outside file false criminal complaints to delay the deportation. Added to that, he said that some countries count the number of days spent in the center as part of the prison term served back home. They just spend time freely in the detention center and then return home. Department of Justice in the Philippines is now conducting an investigation to determine the liability of Bureau of Immigration personnel assigned in its Warden facility after contraband items, including communication gadgets, were recovered. Both governments could have acted more quickly, but why only now when someone died already, like the 90-year-old woman in Japan who was also a victim of theft by this group? The deportation took place only after 4 years. I am Lovely Montoya of Manila STV.